Hey Lucas, how you doing? My name is Jason Cruz. I'm a writer for a website called MMA Payout out here in Seattle. How you doing?
Awesome. Doing good, man.
Good, good. First and foremost, happy belated birthday. Yesterday was your birthday, correct?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes. So you turned 21. I assume it's not the usual way to you did not celebrate 21 like usual 21-year-olds. What'd you do?
I did not. I celebrated with staying on my diet, unfortunately, and I've missed like my last three. I've been in like fight camps. Uh, but as soon as this fight's over, I'm hitting that cafeteria at Mohegan Sun and eating everything. Um, Celebrated with oatmeal and black coffee. Living the life.
Oh man, oh man. Well, tell me about how has the fight camp been?
It's been great. Definitely longer than some other ones. They were when I was first communicating with Bellator for this card, it was supposed to take place like early spring, and then they're kind of like, oh, a little bit later, a little bit later, and then they signed with Showtime, and like, all right, we push everything back. So I've been in camp for a little while, but it's been good. Weight's coming off good. I'm just, I'm excited to get out there and get to it.
Excellent, excellent. So, doing the little research for this interview, you come from a family of grapplers, wrestlers. Was that always something that you were kind of born into the family, or was it something that you organically just wanted to do?
Um, when I first started training, I was kind of like forced into it when I was a kid, just so I didn't get bullied. That was like the whole purpose. I
Right.
was I was like 11,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going into middle school, and they're just like, hey, just so you don't show up and someone tries to punk you, right? We just want to make sure you can defend yourself. Because I wasn't into anything else. I was not doing any sports. I was not doing anything athletically talented. So they were like, we need you to be able to do something just in case. And I was like, all right, fine. Because I was just a nerd. And really, if I'm not at the gym, you would never assume I fight because I definitely just do nerdy stuff all day. So that was pretty smart, actually. And they just had me start training. And it was definitely, I didn't want to be there for the first couple months. I wasn't very athletic. I wasn't into it. Eventually started picking it up, and obviously I got into it. But yeah, everyone, my dad obviously fought for a very long time, grappled for even longer. He's had his black belt a little bit longer than I've been alive.
Oh wow.
Weird, yeah. And then my brother as well, super high level grappling. And so yeah, now it's really a family thing.
So did you start off doing wrestling, or was it jujitsu, or was it something else?
Jiu-jitsu, we did a little bit of wrestling, but nothing really until a couple years later. I got into high school. I
Mm-hmm.
wrestled in high school. And then we were wrestling while we were there, like national level, and kind of traveling a bit for that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but definitely started out with jiu-jitsu, later incorporated wrestling, and then later incorporated boxing and Muay Thai.
Okay, okay. So it seems like I mean, you just turned 21, so it's just about 10 years that you've just been in this. How can you explain how has the mixed martial arts matured you faster to get to this particular level, or has it just been, it's coming naturally?
I mean, I think that starting young definitely helps. And I think like I'm not the only sort of example of that. Even if I'm just talking about fighting, there's another kid. He beats me, I think, for being the youngest by like a month. Aviv Gazal.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, but
Look,
still, I mean,
look,
it's great, great.
he looks like he's in his 30s, but
Mhm.
he's a little younger than me. But like that sort of thing, the younger guys, even if you watch grappling, right, a lot of the kids coming up are like the Tackets, who are kids that competed here with me as kids,
Mhm.
Roberto Jimenez, people like that from Texas. And I think starting off young helps, and it definitely helps that I didn't start at like 25 and already like I'm trying to balance like a job, because that's what a lot of guys here do. And like the very first guy I ever fought, I was 17, he was 27.
Oh wow.
I was about to start my senior year in high school. He showed up with a wife and a kid. He had just gotten off of work.
Oh.
I was like, this is totally different, like phases of life. But also, I would hate to be doing this and then have to come back home and get ready for work before I went to the gym. So I think
Mhm.
starting young and making this my occupation from the get-go as a kid definitely, helped me along a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. And so do you take anything any advice from your father or your brother, for that matter, when it comes to training camps and getting ready for fights and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. My dad has a ridiculous amount of experience in general and just way more than me, right? So like this December for me is 10 years. And so, yeah, he's been training like 20, like mid to late 20 years, like maybe like 25 years, something like that. And my brother's been training as long as me. And so we definitely feed off each other and we work on our grappling together. And me and my dad, he's been through way more fight camps than I have. So, we definitely bounce ideas off each other because I am a different weight and I have different training partners and stuff. So there's, variables, but we work off it. And with my brother, it's always wrestling. He's wrestling D1 right now in Arkansas, and has good wrestling. 2-time state champ here, national champ, national finalist. And so if I want to work on my wrestling, I'm usually talking with him. But typically MMA, jiu-jitsu related, I'm going to my dad, and we're just bouncing those ideas off each other.
Now, do you grapple your brother? Do you guys, is it when you guys grapple, is it a little more personal when you guys do it?
Man, it used to be. We used to, like, when we were kids, up until like somewhere in high school. I don't know when it happened, but we were rolling for like the ADCC finals every time we rolled, like just king of the house, like, and whoever won the roll just hated the other for like the next day, and then it switched, and it was just, and we knew each other so well. We knew each other's games. Like we rolled together twice a day, every day for like 7 years, and then at some point we just stopped like rolling hard together. We were just like over it. And like he's gone in college for a long time now. And so like he was just home a handful of days ago and went back. But we started to roll, and everyone else that's rolling kind of stops and they're just watching. And they're just sitting in the corner just watching us roll. And we kind of saw, we're like, hey, this isn't gonna be what you think it is. like we're just chilling. We don't compete like we used to. It's definitely more enjoyable this way now.
Yeah, I see. And now I see that you're wearing a whoop. I have one too. Do you utilize that in fight camps as far as terms of resting and things like that? And how long have you been using it, and how has it been using it?
I've been using it for my last couple camps. What maybe somewhere roughly 2 years, like maybe a little south of 2 years. And just on like use it for my camps. Yeah, I work off it, and I like I can gauge, how difficult the day was, and make sure because I space my camp out with a certain intensity that's supposed to increase, and I want to make sure that that's correct, and I want to be able to see for a fact on this screen, like the intensity is going up how I need it to. I'm burning more, like I'm trying to. I want to be able to see that and not just assume it. And then I can work off of, like I know it does your sleep, it does like your recovery and things like that. But regardless of what the recovery is, my schedule typically looks the same. So I just try and make sure I get as much of the green sleep as I can. And, I like to be able to see everything I'm doing, and I'm a little OCD about it. And I just kind of keep track of everything and make sure it's all solid.
Gotcha. And then so you said you like doing kind of general things, nerdy things. What kind of things are you doing outside of just your fight camps?
Anything I'm doing outside of fight camps. I mean, even during camp, like if I'm not at the gym, I try and occupy my time with anything that isn't just MMA related, because I think you start to like eat yourself up about it, I found that out even during jiu-jitsu when I was a kid. And if you're not doing anything else, I'm either tired from training, or I'm sitting at home thinking about how tired I am from training or how nervous I am. And you just like sit at home and like eat yourself up. So like I sell tons of art like every day.
Oh, nice.
So yeah. So I sit pretty much just like at my laptop at my table, like this like drafting desk. That and music. I have how many? Somewhere north of 340 records in this other room that like just music, just like huge collections of music, and art, just keeping myself busy.
Yes.
Things that aren't physically taxing
Yeah.
that I pass the time with, and make sure I'm not just sitting at home all day thinking about fighting, because I
Yeah.
think that does become unhealthy.
Where do you sell your art?
Oh, there's different sources like online everywhere. You
Okay.
can like toss up designs. Like I have thousands of like Photoshop, just like making artwork.
Okay.
And then I have a page that I run like album covers off of and like wallpapers and things like that. And just like because that's originally when I had my first amateur fight going into my last amateur fight going into my first pro fight. I was still in school. I was at the University of North Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And I quickly found out that having this and having school was kind of one or the other. I was not very good at either one when I was trying to do both. So obviously I picked fighting, but I was there for communication design, big fancy word that I can use Photoshop and make stuff. So I tried to, continue learning in that department in my free time, and just, continue to make artwork, even if I don't do anything with it. It's just something to keep me moving and get me up and going for the day.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your fight next week. What do you expect from your opponent? How do you think it's going to end?
I mean, he's significantly younger than the last couple guys I fought, like older than me, but the first 4 guys I fought as a pro were like, I want to say like 30, 32, 31, like they were all in that sort of range. I want to say he's 26, give or take. I'm pretty sure. So older than me, but still definitely younger, and keeps a high pace, good striking, good wrestling, has a wrestling background, and super high pace. All his fights has a very, from the very beginning, pace is going and it's going. And so I'm excited for it. I want to wrestle someone who will wrestle me back a little bit, because I know he will. His jiu-jitsu is okay. I believe he's, don't take my word on it, maybe like purple belt, something like that. And has jiu-jitsu, has wrestling. I'm sure it'll be tough. And I expect a submission. I think body type wise, I think with my style and with what I've been working on and what I've been able to develop since my previous fight, I'll be able to create that position for me. I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, Lucas, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully, after your fight next week, it'll come out your way, and then you could go have a beer and play some blackjack and celebrate your 21st anniversary, 21st birthday. Happy belated one, and have a good luck next week.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.